Oh, it was bad. It was even worse than they expected.
On the total initiative relative to what we can do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
But just as funny as Biden's walking corpse of a debate performance was their reaction to it.
This is an epic disaster. This thing is over. He looks like he's barely surviving. I don't mean the debate, I mean life. Show me a Democratic politician and I will bet them any amount of money that Joe Biden's going to lose this election. This thing's a bloodbath. He's going to get annihilated.
This is so much worse than my worst nightmares of what it could be like in every way.
Van Jones was on the verge of tears.
And it's personally painful for a lot of people. It's not just panic, it's pain of what we saw tonight.
Joy Reid also seemed a bit choked up.
I too was on the phone throughout much of the debate with Obama world people, with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic.
Before the debate, Zoomer Biden boy was very confident.
You know, all of these Trump supporters are going to be incredibly disappointed tomorrow night when Donald Trump and Joe Biden debate, because they view Donald Trump as a god and they think that Joe Biden is sleepy. But that's not reality. What is reality is that Donald Trump has not been doing any debate prep. He's not preparing at all, whereas Joe Biden has been doing debate prep for the past 7 days. And he's been having mock debates every single day and reviewing policy and all that stuff. So what's actually going to happen is that Joe Biden's going to get up on that debate stage and slap Donald Trump around for 90 minutes. And then all of these Trump supporters are going to be incredibly sad over his performance. They'll never admit this, but they know it's true.
That didn't age well, did it? Biden won the debate easily.
Sure, Jan.
Both sides. Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Mehdi Hassan took another big fat L. I think Republicans will regret setting the bar so low for Biden and helping spread the distorted image of him as a guy who is totally out of it, suffering from dementia, no grip on reality, no ability to speak. A very low bar for him to clear tonight. Update, not sure he cleared it. Oh, it's delicious.
The impact on the choice.
And that's what makes these reactions even more hilarious. The fact that all these same people have been asserting all year long that Biden being a borderline dementia patient is a conspiracy invented by Trump supporters, and that Trump's the one actually suffering from cognitive issues. Oh, guess that narrative got retired last night, didn't it?
To get away with, get rid of the ability of Medicare for the ability for the...
You know, one of the things was, would either candidate look like the caricature that the other campaign has been trying to paint of him? And at the end of the day, Joe Biden looks like the caricature that conservative media has been painting.
Oh yeah, it's just a caricature. Trust us, he's not borderline senile. Don't believe your lying eyes.
We have 1,000 trillionaires in America. I mean, billionaires in America.
You know, you have to ask, how did we get here?
How are they even shocked when Biden's been like this for years now? The level of self-delusion is incredible. But Rachel Maddow engaged in perhaps the biggest cope ever by claiming Biden got stronger as the debate went on, and he was strongest at the end.
As the president became sort of stronger, including literally his voice, the strength of his voice over the course of the night, probably peaking towards the very, very end of the debate.
Really, Rachel? This was how Biden finished at the end.
He wants to get away with, get rid of the ability of Medicare for the...
According to her, that was his strongest moment. No, I take that back. The biggest cope came from Jill Biden, Joe's carer.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question.
Such a great job. You answered every question. When you weren't looking dazed and confused with your gob hanging open, garbled noises came out of your mouth on a semi-regular basis.
And it stopped.
Such a great job.
Such a great job.
Okay, bedtime now. Follow me, Joe. No, it's this way. Joe, yeah, mind the step. Time to leave now, Joe. No, I take it back again. Gavin Newsom wins Cope of the Year award.
Well, not on the substance, he won the debate.
Sure, Jan.
I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative.
Aside from his god-awful delivery itself, Biden got the facts so wrong he was fact-checked by his own loyalist network.
Some of them. He said he's the only president in a while who didn't have any troops dying anywhere in the world. Troops have, of course, died on his watch. He said he's put in a $15 per shot cap on insulin and Medicare. It's a $35 a month cap. He said it's a $200 cap on overall drug spending in Medicare. It's $2,000 a year. He said the border now has fewer crossings than when Trump was in office. That's generally not true. He said, or at least strongly suggested, unemployment was at 15% when he took office. It was actually 6.4. He said Trump wants to get rid of Social Security. Trump doesn't. He said billionaires pay 8.2% in taxes. It's much higher.
When even CNN abandons you, you know you're in trouble.
Can you say that you are not concerned at all, having watched the president's performance tonight?
It was a slow start. That's obvious to everyone. I'm not going to debate that point. I'm talking about the choice in November. I'm talking about one of the most important elections in our country. That is about a destruction.
Look at Anderson Cooper. He's just like, what the fuck? When Anderson Cooper turns on you, you're getting dumped, bitch.
A full week of debate prep compared to Trump just winging it on the night, and it still all ends in disaster.
He goes through 6 days of preparation at Camp David.
More than that.
And they know the rules.
It was more than a week.
Okay, so more than a week. They know the rules. He practices with the mics. He knows every one of these questions is coming. And yet he couldn't fill the time. Now, I just want to, let's see what the White House is saying. Sources close to the White House are saying he had a cold, wasn't feeling well. I mean, as you would expect, that came out early on in the debate. But what accounts for someone with so much experience doing so much preparation and this being the outcome?
Honestly, I think the question answers itself. He wasn't capable of doing any better than he did.
Time to fire whoever mixed Biden's meds, because he royally messed up.
Legal scholar throughout the world, the most respected, wanted it brought back to the states. I did that. Now the states are working it out. If you look at Ohio, it was a decision that was an end result that was a little bit more liberal than you would have thought. Kansas, I would say the same thing. Texas is different. Florida is different. But they're all making their own decisions right now.
Democrats made the whole narrative about saving democracy. Now they're going to have to completely ignore the will of the primary voters and pick a new nominee. Because let's face it, Biden's finished. According to CNN's chief national correspondent John King, the die is basically cast.
Right now, as we speak, there is a deep, a wide, and a very aggressive panic in the Democratic Party. It started minutes into the debate, and it continues right now. It involves party strategists, it involves elected officials, it involves fundraisers. And they're having conversations about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket, and they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public with that call? Because they feel this debate was so terrible.
But now we hear today they're still ludicrously clinging on to him.
There are no plans, I'm told, for the president to drop out of the race. And even further, I'm told that the president is still committed to a second debate in September.
But for me, the bigger question is this. Given that Biden has totally lost it, and now even his biggest cheerleaders are having to admit that, who the hell is running the country?
Both, how are you?